That's right.
Welcome to Will Motivation. Holla.
What's up, everybody? YouTube. It's your boy, Will Motivation. And we got Reg Culpepper on the HBCU Connect team. He's manning the wheel right now. And we are headed to Atlanta, Georgia for a speaking engagement at Clark Atlanta University within the AUC, which includes Morehouse and Spelman, Morris Brown. I think they're closed now, right?
They got students.
Still in existence.
Yeah.
Shout out to Morris Brown if you guys are still going strong. And excuse me for not knowing. But anyway, this is the beginning of our road trip. We're headed south from Columbus, Ohio. We're about to pass through Cincinnati right now. Kind of got a long trip ahead of us. But we're taking the Raptor on this first maiden voyage, I'll call it. First road trip for the Raptor. And it's been a while since we've done an HBCU Connect road trip because, man, this time of year, it usually snows on us. Like last time we tried to go to CIAA.
Yeah.
As soon as we got outside the city, man, snowstorm. We turned around and went home.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was crazy. But anyway, it's the beginning of the trip. We're gonna get some footage for you guys, take you guys with us on this journey to Clark Atlanta University. The speaking engagement is Tuesday at 11 a.m. On February, what is that? 6th. And yeah, so we may see some of you guys down there. But we probably won't even upload this video until after the event, so sorry about that. But anyway, stay tuned. We're gonna take you guys with us on this little trip, see if we see anything interesting. Let you guys know how the Raptor drives. And yeah, so stay tuned. You got any words for him?
Nope, not yet.
How you like the Raptor so far?
I like it. It's cool.
How's it feel compared to the Ram? Tell the truth.
I'll be honest with it. To me, it feels smoother.
Smoother?
To me. Just to me. But
Okay,
like
good.
you said, when it's going over like bumps and potholes or whatnot, you know, you're gonna feel those.
It's stiff. My neck is hurting.
But maybe it's because you know how it is. Like if you drove a car and it was smooth and you used to driving it, and then when you get into a new car, because this is my first time driving a Raptor.
It's just newer.
So it's just like,
illusion.
maybe it's the newness, but it's driving fine to me right now. So.
For me, man, we had a little conversation about that, and the Raptor, it's kind of harsh on bumps. I'm gonna be honest. At first, I think I was like Reg. I thought it was smooth. If you're not hitting bumps, it's got a nice solid feel to it. Man, you hit a bump, and it's jarring. It's not like made for comfort. It's made for off-road, which that's what it is. It's a Raptor. It's an off-road racing truck. So that's to be expected to an extent, you know. But the reason why I mentioned it is a lot of people in the reviews that I saw of the Raptor, nobody mentioned it. Everybody was like, it's smooth and everything. And to me, this is not my definition of a smooth riding vehicle on street bumps and potholes and stuff. So, just keeping it real. But, you know, everything else, man, this car is the best looking truck. I think it's the fastest. Is it the fastest? I think it's the fastest truck. I'm gonna do my research. But that's what we got so far. We'll keep y'all posted. What up? It's we're back. We're headed to our engagement. Speaking engagement at Clark Atlanta. We arrived late last night. It's about 12:45 when we got here. Stayed in a hotel by the airport. Now we do what we came to do. We'll get some video footage of that. And Raptor drove great. What you think?
Yeah, I had no problems with it. To me, it was still smooth. You know.
You just wasn't paying attention to them potholes we hit. big in this thing, which is it's good because you don't have to stop as much, but it's bad because it's expensive to fill it up. But you know, gas is gas, costs what it costs. Anyway, we'll go knock out this speaking engagement. Hopefully everything goes good.
Huh? Came out with a hybrid Raptor.
A hybrid Raptor, electric Raptor. But the school that we're going to go to, the university, is where Reg went to college, got his undergrad and his grad degree. Shout out to Reg. Clark Atlanta University. So, man, I know I look sleep. My eyes are like, my eyes are burning. But we're gonna make it happen. When it comes time to be a professional, you don't want to get out of bed because you need some more sleep.
Don't worry, it's driving into some
in 1.5 miles, turn right onto exit 246.
Narrow lanes.
We're about to get off. 240 is this? 246.
246.
All right, we'll holler back at y'all. I want to know first kind of who's the audience here in the room. Are you guys all grad students or undergrad or what? Undergrad, okay, mostly undergrad. Are any of you guys interested in being entrepreneurs? If you're interested in being an entrepreneur, raise your hand. All right, so, okay, cool. If you're interested, do you like, how many of you guys, once you graduate, start working and everything, making money, how many of you guys would like to have freedom? Like to be free to choose your schedule, make as much money as you want, that kind of thing. Okay, so I think everybody, even if you didn't raise your hand or not, everybody likes the idea of freedom. So, in case you didn't know, entrepreneurship for me equates to freedom, to be able to choose your own schedule. Like for me, I had a few 8 o'clock classes when I was at Hampton. I didn't like it. I did not like waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning. When I started working in corporate America, I had to be there at 9 o'clock. My manager would come around, check and make sure everybody's at work. I didn't like that. I used to have, I graduated #1 in my class at Hampton in computer science. So I had sort of a little bit of an ego or whatever. I thought I was tight at programming and I had a creative mind, all that kind of stuff. And I remember one time I had a review with my manager, and there's if you want to get promoted, there was 2 progressions. You could get promoted to be like a manager, or you could get promoted to be like a technical expert. And I thought I had like a brilliant technical mind. So when I had my review with my manager, I was sitting there like, okay, I want to be promoted on this track to be a technical distinguished member of staff and get paid more doing that. And my manager looked at me, and he said, I don't see it. So he basically was like, I don't believe in your technical capacity to be able to go that route. They wanted me to be a manager. I was like on the fast track to get promoted and stuff like that. But when he said that, I was like, this dude, how's this dude gonna tell me that he doesn't see my potential when I'm sitting here telling him this is the path I wanna go on? So my mind started working early on when I started working in corporate America. My mind started working on freedom, and not having any limits. And for me, and that's what sort of like what this talk is about, is entrepreneurship. I ended up becoming an entrepreneur. I started hbcuconnect.com. Have any of you guys been on the website? If you've been on the website, I got something for you, all right? But anyway, it's the largest website. It's a social network. It's the largest social network for Black college students and graduates and alumni. It's like a LinkedIn or Facebook for Black college students. So if you haven't been on the website, definitely check it out because the website is for you. hbcuconnect.com.
not only think about entrepreneurship, but also think about investing. So one of the things that I did is I started investing in real estate. Is anybody here interested in investing in real estate? So in case you don't know, like if you're not interested in investing in real estate, I'm gonna just give you some advice, and I'm not even going from my script that I wrote last night, but I'm just, trying to drop knowledge. So something to think about. When you get settled, wherever you're gonna be once you graduate, you might want to consider buying a house. Because I'm gonna give you an example. Like most of us rent, right? But if you rent, let's say you get your job and you work there for 5 to 10 years, and then you're ready to make a move or do something different. If you rent after those 5 or 10 years, you have nothing, right? You have mobility. If you buy a house after 5 or 10 years, you might have 50 to 100,000 or more saved up from your investment in a house. So knowing that, I moved into a house. When I was going through a divorce, I moved into another house, but I kept my first house. When I needed an office space, when I needed to move from that office space I was renting, I bought an office space. The market crashed a few years ago. Like I don't know if anybody was paying attention, but the real estate market crashed. So I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story. And this is entrepreneurial mindset. If you wanna be a millionaire, you need to think like this. The market crash. Is anybody like familiar with what I'm talking about with the market crashing with the real estate? Okay, if you're not, like basically what happened was the market fluctuates. Like real estate prices go real high and then sometimes they drop because people are scared to buy because of the economy and stuff like that. So the economy got bad, like I'll say 2010 or 2009, and I had a condo. I was going through a divorce, and I got a condo so I could be close to my kids. But I wanted to have that investment, so I bought a condo instead of renting it, and the market crashed. I bought the condo, it was pretty cheap, it was like $140,000. But it crashed, the market crashed, and I was ready to move. Like after my divorce was over, I was like, I want to move back into a house, I don't want to live in a condo anymore. But I almost got shafted, like I almost lost a lot of money if I was thinking not like an entrepreneur. Because what happened? When I was ready to move, that $140,000 condo a couple years later was worth $90,000. So if I had to try to sell that place to move into a house, I could have lost 50 grand or more. That would have been crazy, right? Nobody wants to lose 50 or 60,000 because they bought a house. You're thinking a house is an investment. But how does an entrepreneur think? Can anybody guess how I was thinking when I saw my house drop from 140 to 90? And I'm an entrepreneur, can anybody guess what I was thinking? I was thinking rent. I was thinking beyond rent. I mean, let me put it to you like this. If my house, it was a nice neighborhood too. If my house went from 140,000 to 90,000, I'm like a shark. I'm a businessman. I like to survive. I like to make money. So if my house is worth 90,000, what are the neighbors' houses worth? They drop too. So all the whole neighborhood zip code dropped crazy. So as a shark, y'all see that show Shark Tank, right? They call it shark for a reason. The sharks wait for the opportunity. They swim into the water, they wait for the opportunity, and they strike. So that was my opportunity. I saw, man, these houses are worth more than 90,000. These houses are worth every bit of what I paid for it. So what I started doing, I started thinking like an entrepreneur. So the real estate market dropped. It was an opportunity. Everybody was scared to buy because the economy was bad. My house dropped from 140 to 90, right? So I started thinking like a shark and a businessman. I was like, okay, so if they're saying my house is worth 90 and I think it's worth what I paid for it, I need to go buy as much of these houses that I can. So the other thing that happened, and I wasn't at this point in time, I was not a real estate person. As a matter of fact, my friends, like me and Reggie's friends that we used to work with at AT&T, they used to get in real estate. They was flipping houses and building the houses up and renting them out and stuff. I was like, man, I don't want to be a landlord. Like, I don't want to fool with that. Like, I'm over here doing my job. I'm a computer person. But they were in there hustling and doing that. So I waited years to get into real estate. But when I saw that opportunity as an entrepreneur and I had some money saved up in the bank, only making about 1%, or less, or something like that, in a savings account. And I saw these houses drop. And then the other thing that happens, right, when all these houses start dropping, and this is something that you guys are gonna, at some point when you become a homeowner, this is gonna affect you guys. So when that market drops like that, people get scared. And a lot of times people will just be like, you know what? My house isn't worth what my mortgage, like you might owe $120,000, but they're saying that the house is worth 90 or 80,000. And so some people will be like, I'm walking away from this. I'm not paying this mortgage, right? And then they have bad credit and all that kind of stuff, but they walk away from the house. And when that happens, usually the houses are insured by the government, FHA, and then they get collected. The bank gets their money back from the insurance from the government, and then the houses go to the Housing and Urban Development Department in every city. And so what happens then? Those houses go up for auction. So in my zip code, where there's a lot of nice houses, all these people that were walking away from their loans and default on their houses, all those houses came on the market under the government HUD. And I was like, and this to me, I didn't know none of this stuff. I called a realtor. I was on like one of those real estate websites, realtor.com, and I was looking, and I was like, man, these houses are cheap. I know they're worth more than that. So I just called a realtor that was representing one of the houses. He showed me the house, and then he started schooling me. He started saying, okay, you want to see some more houses? And he started showing me all these cheap houses. I'm like, how does this work, man? I know these houses are worth more than what they're saying. I'm talking about like $25,000 when the house was purchased a few years ago for $100. I'm talking about $35,000 when it was purchased for $135. I was like, man, can I really get this house for that cheap? And he's like, yeah, because people just walked away from the mortgages, and now they're in the Housing and Urban Development Department. So all you do is bid on it, and if they like your bid, they take it, and then you own the house. So I was like, man, that sounds kind of good to me as an entrepreneur. I'm like, this looks like a real sound investment, because guess what? If I buy that house for $35,000 or $25,000, I'm thinking like a businessman. I could rent it out for $1,000, $1,200 a month, $1,500 a month. That's an entrepreneur mindset. And at that point, I had been in business for a while, so I wasn't scared of tenants. I wasn't scared of clients. I wasn't scared of people giving me their money every month. I wasn't scared of people giving me their money every month. Feel me? So don't be scared to make money. Like, don't be scared to take a risk. Don't be scared to spend your time on something that can make you some money. So anyway, I ended up, in that instance, on that first day when I met that realtor, and I was looking at my house that they said was worth $50,000 below what I paid for it. I went and bought 4 houses with that realtor, and I took the cash out of the bank, and I bought these cheap houses. One was like $25,000, one was like $35,000, one was $55,000, I think one was $90,000. Now guess what? Guess what happened? Does anybody familiar with what's going on in real estate right now? It's up. And that was just a few years ago. This was like 2010, 5, 7, 8 years now. From 2010 until even as recent as last year, I started buying up real estate. And so I don't know if some of you guys are like me. When I was a kid, I was poor, but I always had a picture of a Lamborghini on my wall. Does anybody like cars or nice houses and stuff like that? Looking at rims on your cell phone, stuff like that, that was me. You feel me? So I had a picture of a Lamborghini. I was like, someday I'm gonna get me a Lamborghini. So at that point in time, we had been making millions of dollars ways to see connect. But I didn't have $1 million in the bank. I was basically reinvesting in my business, putting the money out there in marketing, paying my people, taking care of my business. But I had a little bit of money saved up. So I took that little bit of money that I had saved up and I started buying real estate. I bought about, as an entrepreneur, I think I bought probably 30 houses, because I started learning about how banks work. So if you want to be a millionaire one day, when you start making money doing whatever you do, start investing it. Start investing. Go ahead, ask me a question. Equity. So a lot of things happen. I know like your train of thought, right? So once you start buying houses, oh, okay, so the question was basically what happened. She's thinking ahead. She's thinking once you start buying houses, different things happen that can benefit you. right? You start accruing equity. So there's a lot of things that can happen when you buy real estate. They can increase in value. So just to give you an example, right? The house that I bought for $25,000, I probably make over $10,000 a year in rental income. So in 2.5 years, the house has paid my original investment, and 2 years paid off. And guess what? If I wanted to sell the house right now, I can sell it for $110,000. So my return on investment, what they call that, ROI, return on investment, you put in $25,000, a few years later, you made $75,000, $80,000 off that little bit. $25,000, you can buy a car with that. I bought a house with it instead. And if it was sitting in the bank, I would have made nothing. Like I would have made nothing. But I took a risk to be an entrepreneur, calculated risk. I knew that eventually the market goes like this. And at that point, it was at the bottom. So thinking like a millionaire, I mentioned having that Lamborghini on the wall. I mentioned we have been making millions of dollars on HBCU Connect up until that point, but I could never justify buying a Lamborghini or nothing like that. But when I started investing in real estate, and when I say who wants to be rich, and then you say, what about being wealthy? This is where the wealth comes in. But you gotta be thinking like an entrepreneur. And I'm not saying like everybody's going to come out here and like immediately want to become an entrepreneur. That's not what I'm saying. But I want you to think like an entrepreneur. Think about getting the opportunity to get whatever it is you want. Like for me, like I said, I like freedom. I like being able to do what I want. I like being able to like I said, I grew up in the hood. How many times we've been out of the country? Man, we probably been out of the country 20, 30 times, and I brought all my friends with me from the hood and everything. And I paid for all of them to go every time. That's freedom, that's freedom. That's the kind of stuff when I was growing up, I want to do that. If they can't afford it, they might not have the opportunity, they don't have a passport yet, go get your passport, man. I'm gonna take you to wherever we go, right? So just being able to do whatever you want. But if I had been working at that same job, which I was real loyal to that job. Like that job paid for me to go to college. I thought I was going to retire from there. But when I had that manager that was like, you know what, I don't see your potential. At that point, I was like, okay, I got to do something else. I got to have something on the side, and I started hustling. So entrepreneurship now. Back to real estate. So started investing in real estate. I bought all of these cheap properties when the market was down. So I was thinking like an entrepreneur. I started renting the houses out. I started making great return on my investment, way more than you can make it in a bank. Probably the average house that I was renting out, I don't know how familiar you guys are with finance and stuff like that, but my return on investment, if I invested in a $100,000 house, I might make 20% of that every year. If you leave your money in the bank, you might make 1%. Big difference, right? Big difference. If I sold now, okay, then what happened? The market started coming back, right? And I'm like, man, this real estate is legit. This real estate is legit. At that point in time, I probably bought 30 properties. Then the market started getting more and more expensive, and I was like, man, these houses are getting a little bit too expensive. I don't want to it's getting a little bit more risky. Because the houses was coming up, most of the houses I was buying was less than 100,000. Then they started coming up above 100,000. I was like, okay, I've been watching all this HGTV. Anybody watch HGTV? Oh, it's kind of fun. The older you get, the more you start getting the houses and stuff. I feel like I'm young, but I'm old. But you start watching HGTV and there's all these flip shows, like Flip or Flop and all this. And there's these people that buy houses, they fix them up, and then they sell them. And actually, just like that TV show, if you've seen it, you can make money doing that. So when the market started coming back, I started buying the houses. Instead of renting them, I started flipping them. And so I would buy a house. I'll just give you a couple houses. I bought 3 houses 1 year. And the average time that it took me to fix the houses up was about 3 months. And the average amount of money made was about $30,000 or $40,000 for each house. No stress. Fun. I started videotaping. I started inviting my friends over. Y'all want to help me paint this house? So after doing my day job at HBCU Connect, which I'm still very passionate about and is my main bread and butter and my baby, I started doing other entrepreneurial activities. Started getting into real estate. Started flipping houses. I still rent I have 22 houses. And so for me, my dream was I want to have a nice crib and I want to have some nice cars and stuff. So like you guys a lot of times see rappers with Lamborghinis and Ferraris and stuff like that. I got a Lamborghini. I had three Lamborghinis in the last year or so. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just what you see on TV with rappers making money, doing stuff like that. It's hustle. You know what I'm saying? It's being an entrepreneur. And that might not be important to some people, but my point is freedom to do whatever you want. Freedom to do whatever you want. So when you start working and you start learning things constantly and reinvesting your knowledge, reinvesting yourself, and then start blowing yourself up. Start following your passion.
What up? We're back. So we just got off my man's campus, Clark, Atlanta, and it was decent, man. People was nice. They was about to hold us back from putting the magazines out till we said HBCU Connect.
Yeah,
they was like, oh,
that's
okay.
I thought it was just some regular old magazines.
So shout out to them for recognizing the brand. Shout out to everybody in Georgia, Atlanta. But we're getting ready to head back to Columbus because we got stuff to do. And I'm sorry to my family down here, but you know, got to get in and out. Yeah. Anything you want to add about you seeing your school after all these years?
Nah, it was a good trip. Good trip. Love always seeing the old stomping grounds. You know, but
Gotta go
back home.
So, anyway, we're finished with the speaking engagement, and now we're about to hit the road.
Yo, this is Will Motivation. Just wanted to say thanks for checking out this video. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And also feel free to share this video with your friends and be a part of the movement. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Holla.